Hello, Taurus. Happy birthday. Rebecca here, and I'm really excited to give you your birthday reading. Thank you to the person who requested this birthday reading for May 17th. I've pulled cards for your spring, summer, fall, and winter, and I also pulled one card in particular, for that person who did this request for May 17th. So a couple things before we get started. If you would like me to do a birthday reading for you on your birthday, check out my birthday playlist and see if I already have. And if I haven't, just request. You can put it in the comments below. You can email me. Just let me know your birthday, and I will do a birthday reading when your birthday comes up. Also, this is a collective reading. So even though you may request a birthday, just like this person did, I do a collective birthday reading for May 17th birthdays for all those beautiful people out there who resonate with me and who just happen to find their way to me. So I've opened this up to be a collective reading. And again, if you do request, I will pull one specific card for you. If you want to expand and do a personal reading, whether or not it's your birthday, you can always look at my website in the description and look at all my various offerings for intuitive guidance readings for you. I think that's it. There's more. There's probably more to my spiel, but it's timeless. So even if you don't get this reading on your birthday, if you get it after, or I don't think you'd be getting it before, but if you get it after your birthday, just know that that's okay. That's the right timing for you when you were supposed to receive this reading. So even if you get this birthday reading a year from now or 2 years from now, don't sweat it. It's the perfect timing for you. All right, so we shall get started. What I do is I connect in with your guides, basically your guides, your universal self and spirit, in order to receive messages for you that will help you navigate your year ahead. So the first card that we have for spring, and we're kind of already in spring, and so it's, the amount of spring we have left up until summer. And this is the card that came through, this beautiful stillness card. And the message that I got from this card is that this is a time where you're really assessing. You're assessing the situation. You're looking at your life and how it's interacting with the greater collective life, or the things, the events we see playing out in the world. And so it's this energy of kind of knowing where to expend your energy and where to keep it within in order for you to continue to sort of build these resources that are growing as you're assessing. Because as you're looking around at your world and seeing what all the different events and circumstances all those different circumstances and events are telling you and how they're informing your life, you're also coming into a lot of wisdom. A lot of wisdom about connections, seeing how kind of your responses to your circumstances in life then reflect or back to you, or have a direct sort of like, not reaction, but a trigger of an event. It's basically like you become more aware of how you more consciously create in your environment through your own reactions. And so there's a lot of wisdom here. And I was really drawn to like the depth of this card. So the depth that we can come into, the wisdom that we can come into when we're still. And it's also this momentum of knowing that the stillness is in preparation for going forward. Because another thing that I'm feeling really drawn to as I look at this card is this beautiful swan is in that forward momentum direction. And so we have the angle. We are oriented with this swan of moving forward and going ahead. And so it's the stillness of having the wisdom of stillness in order to better decide or choose what is the best way forward in your life through this year. So that's spring. In the summer, I pulled an animal spirit card for you, and when I try to always do an animal totem card for these birthday readings because I love the idea of having you offering an animal totem for your entire year. So take this as an animal totem for your entire year to kind of lead you. Even though it's your summer card and you might feel an extra presence or connection to these energies in the summer, you can invite this animal totem into your life at any time. So right now, as soon as you get this, you don't have to wait for the right season. So the totem that came in for you is the cat spirit. And I love how this is a house cat, and yet it has wings. And it's also got this like regalness. Sorry, it's not focusing perfectly. There we go. So it's got this regalness to this cat with these earrings that remind me of a headdress and a jewel at the third eye. And even the eyes are two different colors. So it's not an ordinary cat. And the energies here for summer are about claiming your independence. And the wisdom that came through from your guides on this one was really cool because it's all about you are an individual that knows yourself very well, but not only that, you have a lot of confidence. So claiming your independence is something that you've already been doing and working on throughout your life. It's somewhere that you're already pretty established. However, there's always room to grow and expand. And so claiming your independence for this summer and for the year in total, as this energy moves through your life this year, it's all about kind of acknowledging that when others come into differing opinions of yours or differing ideas or thoughts, claiming your independence with this animal ally, this cat spirit, is inviting you to be a little more secure in how you disagree. Not your style of disagreement isn't what I'm talking about, but it's about having the confidence to know that you can have a differing opinion and it's right for you. But it's also understanding that others' differing opinions aren't incorrect. They're just not for you. So everybody is living their own version of the best they can, and the greatest amount of knowledge and wisdom that they have in their life at that point in time. So this is an invitation for you to, I want to use the word like ruthless, though I don't mean it ruthlessly, but feeling a little more ruthless in your ability to just sort of say thanks, no thanks for wisdom that's different from yours. You and your higher self are pretty connected, pretty aligned, it feels like. And so, yeah, there just wants to be more confidence, even more confidence to be grown into, feeling really solid and good in your own body about being the person that you are with the knowledge and experience that you have, and allowing that to be like a foundation and an anchor that helps support further growth. So trusting who you've built yourself into already so far and claiming that as you, and allowing that to really not set you apart from everybody else, but really feel firm and grounded in your differences, knowing that it's perfect for you and you don't have to worry or be sort of swayed or concerned about other people's beliefs. So that is your summer with cat spirit and your animal totem for the year. And then we move into fall. I had to think about the seasons. So 2 cards popped out. Well, 1 card popped out. I was shuffling, and 1 card popped out, so I allowed that to be part of the reading. I love when that happens, actually. One thing I want to say real quick, because it's popping up in my awareness to share this. I don't usually share this, but the number of times that I was guided to shuffle was 12 for almost all of the pulls except for one of them. So I think 3 out of the 4 pulls, card shuffles, had me shuffle 12 times. Just a little note. I think that might be synchronistic to somebody out there. The other thing I want to mention before I show you these cards is, and if it's also important to anybody, a mockingbird is right outside my window. They are a little nosy. He was like a little creeper just spying on me there. So mockingbird medicine for you as well. I'm not going to tap into that, but that is for somebody, I'm sure. Okay, so both of these cards came in reverse. And the way I read reversed cards is that this is an energy that is happening, or it's going to be happening, as in like this isn't something you seek out. It's sort of like a lesson that you're put into, or an energy that you're put into, or a purpose or a mission, a goal, something like that. So the first card, and to be honest, I'm actually not sure which of these popped out, but they go hand in hand, and it doesn't really matter which one popped out, except that it's fun and interesting. And I'm sorry I wasn't super aware of which one popped out versus which one was pulled with the 12 shuffles. Forgive me. So I'm going to turn them up right side up for you to see them. It's storms, cleansing storms, and bravery with oceans. Sorry about that. Still figuring out this camera. Okay, so we're going to start with storms because this is the one I read first. So here's the storms card. And what came through is, the first phrase that came through is, it's quite literal. It's quite literal is what they kept saying. And I said, what is quite literal? So for some of you, what is quite literal are storms. And literal storms, the weather. So it's interesting that that's kind of a heads up. You know, I don't want to like catastrophize because I didn't get any like catastrophe information. It was more just like the awareness of storms. And that might be to help you connect to this beautiful cleansing energy when the storms do occur. This is fall. The fall. This is your card for fall. It might be a connection to you, just like help remind you that when storms happen, it's an invitation to literally allow them to be cleansing to your spirit, but also to your like, you know, just releasing, letting go of energetic things. For some of you, I also heard that this is going to be about some bonds in your life being released, some cleansing and clearing of bonds with people, with places, with things. That doesn't necessarily mean that people exit your life. It might simply mean that your connection to them shifts or changes or lessens in its intensity or lessens in its frequency. It's not necessarily that you're losing friends. However, as we go through this year and the next couple years, we are transforming. We're all in this transformative energy, and that's perfectly natural. However, we're not used to those intense kind of transformational energies. So as 2020 happened, this is 2021 when I'm filming this, but as 2020 occurred, we realized how much transformation and shifts there were. And as you reflect back on that, you may have noticed how many things kind of left your life. I had a lot of it. I think all of us did. So yeah, fall is another cleansing energy. For some of you, it's literal storms. For some of you, the energy of being cleansed can feel tumultuous like a storm in your life. So this is just a gentle heads up or invitation to create more consciously with the season of cleansing, the season of weathering storms. So if we know it's coming, or we know that there's an opportunity for it, how can we sort of prepare for that and invite in more of a conscious way to set intentions on how you would like to grow into that lesson? So it's like you get the syllabus and you can study ahead. So then the other card that went along with storms was this ocean card, like I said. And I didn't tap into this too much, except that it felt, the bravery part felt very much like, you know, be brave through the storms, weather the storms. So I'm just gonna focus on this and be quiet for a minute and see what else wants to come through. Okay, so this feels more like a collective thing. It feels like also a bit literal. So it feels like the oceans, something with the oceans in the fall is really shifting. I'm feeling really connected to this girl's energy on top of the world, and this feels very much like it represents Earth's spirit. Oh, almost dropped it. And that Earth spirit is kind of doing her dance. And her dance involves, I mean, like, can you imagine giant energy dancing? The earth giant energy dancing is like dancing and shifting, and she's kind of releasing. So I feel like her spirit is like releasing, expanding. I don't want to get too much into this, just to say, let's see what's up with the oceans in the fall. I think I'm going to leave it at that, because I'm not a psychic. As much as this is a year ahead reading, I don't get visions like that. So I'm just going to be kind of humble and just keep this inward and keep my eyes on the oceans in the fall. That's pretty cool. Okay, and then lastly, winter. The winter card for you guys is reflection. And so the feelings that I got is just rest. It's time to rest. It's time to assess. It's very much like your year started out with the stillness card. It's like we begin that way and we end that way. So I'm feeling a lot of this energy like, high five, we made it. We made it through 2021. And just this energy of, and it's interesting because if you go back and you listen to the very the last May reading I did is May 13th. So if you go back and you listen to that video, or you check that out, the last card or the beginning, I don't know, one of the cards was also very much about, I guess it was winter. I don't remember. But it's feeling similar. So this energy of the winter being integrating, grounding. And it's also connecting me back to this claim your independence. So in the winter, it's this reflection about how you weathered the year with your independence and full confidence, embodying full confidence. So just reflecting on how that carried you. How did you do? How did it feel? How did it go? And there's something else that's happening with this card. It's like you get more perspective. You get more higher clarity and perspective in the winter. It's very much like this, I see what's going on here type of energy. It's like you see the greater parts at play, and kind of like puzzle pieces or characters. You see how different systems, it feels like, systems in our society, how they sort of play roles, and then you can see them interacting. This is very interesting card. So you get a higher perspective, a grander vision towards winter through all this reflection, which is awesome. And then lastly, I pulled a card specific and unique to the individual who requested this reading. So this is for you. And I pulled this from the Rumi Oracle deck. And I was hesitant because this is my personal deck right now, and I don't pull cards for other people from it, but there was an insistence from your higher self. So it's the Rumi Oracle deck. If you have questions about that deck, let me know, and let me know in the comments, and I will send you a picture or something like that. So it's beyond the threshold of fear. And I will say, first of all, special person, that your higher self was very not verbose, the opposite of verbose. Your higher self was guarded, which is fine, but very like a wall. Like, I'm just gonna say what you need to know, and that's it. So I didn't get too much information. What was told to me, they kept saying the words exposure, 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 and I was like, exposure, what does that mean? And I got it wrong a couple times, and because I guessed, I had to guess because your higher self was so quiet. So I was like, what do you mean, like exposure, like they need to expose themselves to more of their fears? That wasn't it. And then I was like, do they need to be exposed to more of fear? Like, what? Like, I was very confused. Then we got somewhere, and they said, last year gave you so many different exposures that allowed you to move through things with less and less fear. So in 2020, you crossed a threshold, which is really cool. Congratulations. You crossed thresholds of fear. And so 2020 taught you to be less fearful, to be able to move through your life with less fear. And sorry, I just had a weird thought about my microphone not working, but now I see it's working fine. Sorry, I got distracted. So yes, let me just come back. All right, yeah. So your higher self wanted you to know that 2020, you like made leaps and bounds moving through challenging situations with bravery, or perhaps you did things afraid. It doesn't matter. As long as you keep doing things and you keep going, even through your fear, that's how you increase your bravery. So your higher self first wanted to recognize, wanted to affirm to you, wanted you to know that you leveled up your bravery and your ability to move through challenging circumstances with confidence and can do. And I felt a lot of divine masculine energy rise up in you through that. And because I felt like a lot of like mental and emotional hurdles and challenges that you were able to really, like, from a loving heart space, rise above and find more ability and wisdom through. So that's really exciting. This is your overall card for the year. So what comes next after this affirmation that you have leveled up is a new invitation. And what your guides said, again, not very much information, what your guides said is the path ahead of you is laid forward. And then they showed me like that along your path are your guides, your higher self, spirit. So it's like you are super guided, you are super nurtured. And the fun game, okay, now they're talking. They're saying like the fun game is to now go forward ahead. And they're showing me like Wizard of Oz, Yellow Brick Road. And they're like, go forward ahead, knowing that we're your Tin Man, we're your Lion, we're Dorothy. You just can't see us, but we're there. And the fun part is how you pretend that they're not there. The fun part is continuing to do it on your own, always knowing that you're guided. And I didn't mean to imply that you shouldn't ask your guidance. This is more just like your guides have a lot of confidence in you to keep going. They want you to know that you're there, but all the work that you've done has led you to, like, you laid out your path through all the work that you've been doing. So the other thing that they said is that this year you're going to be coming into more awareness of the things that inspire you to grow into your life. Like goals, I feel a lot of like planning, like for the future, like your 3-year goals, your 5-year goals, like markers that you want to have in your life, things that you want to attain. You're stepping into this like more comfort, building your life, because you've become way more conscious, way more heart-centered, way more brave. And so you're seeing more of this like divine masculine ability to create. So yeah, this is your guides letting you know, like, you've done the work, well done. You can continue to confidently move forward in your life. They really want you to know that. Like, you get the thumbs up to go for it bravely, because you've done the work. All right, so yeah, that feels done. Let me know if you have any questions, whether or not it's for the first part of the session or that last part for you who requested. Feel free to comment, ask me questions, and if this resonated with you, don't forget to subscribe and like and share with your friends. And also join me every day, Monday through Friday, at 6:40 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Or, I know that's ridiculously early for everybody else who's not on Eastern Standard Time or on the other side of the pond. So join me on the replay. Just when you wake up, pour yourself a cup of coffee, get on this YouTube channel, pick a topic, push play, drink coffee with me. Let's have a good time. Okay, thank you. Happy birthday.